Brammer.
I'd like to make a motion to suspend the rules and procedures and read Ordinance 2130 for its third and final reading.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call, please, ma'am.
Ms. Zeller?
Did you say Zeller?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yes.
Mr. Berry?
Yes.
Mr. DeVito?
Yes.
Ms. Schneider?
Yes.
Mr. Brammer?
Yes. Did I say the title on there on that too?
Yes, you did.
Ms. Blankenship?
Yes.
All aye, ma'am.
Ordinance number 2130, an ordinance adopting regulations of the Eureka Springs, Arkansas Planning Commission establishing standards for the location, development, construction, and maintenance of wireless communication facilities, establishing a process of application, review, and approval, and for other purposes. Mr. Brammer?
I'd like to make a motion to approve Ordinance 2130 for its third reading.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Number 2 is the discussion of proposed ordinance 2131 regarding regulations for initiative petitions. It's on its third reading. Mr. Brammer?
That would be Miss Williams.
Oh, sorry.
Usually it's him.
I'm so used to Patrick.
I know. I'd like to make a motion that we suspend the rules and place ordinance 2131 on its third and final reading by title only.
Second.
Motion and second. Roll call.
Ms. Schneider?
Yes.
Ms. Zeller?
Yes.
Mr. DeVito?
Yes.
Mr. Berry?
Yes.
Ms. Blankenship?
Yes.
Mr. Brammer?
Yes.
All aye, ma'am.
Ordinance number 2131, an ordinance establishing procedures for filing of initiative petitions in the city of Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Mr. Brammer?
Make a motion to approve Ordinance 2131 for its third reading.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Number 3 is a discussion of reviving the Auditorium Commission or creating a new commission to operate the City Auditorium. We need a motion to discuss.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Mr. DeVito?
I hope everybody's had a chance to read what was handed out a couple of weeks ago. Basically, as I read the council, 2 proposals have come forth. One is to form a commission and the other is to form a committee. I think the reason I prefer a commission over a committee is the fact that we're dealing with public property here. People have entertained the notion of a committee to bring in people up from outside the city limits that have some expertise in dealing with auditoriums, theaters, and such. That might be fine, say, with like the Arts Council that the mayor's formed. But here we're talking about a city property. We're talking about something that has a lot of heritage for Eureka Springs, is close to the hearts of a lot of people in this community, and that luckily enough we've had the resources in the last few years to spend over $500,000 refurbishing it. Now, a commission, as you saw outlined in the state statutes, is a pretty comprehensive body to deal with the actual running of the auditorium. And we did have a commission primarily in dealing with the auditorium until a few years ago. It was switched over to the CAPC. I think there's enough people in this community to fill a commission to regulate the auditorium and its uses and to hopefully bring new life into it. There's no reason why you could not have ex officio members that have expertise regarding theaters and auditoriums that could sit in an advisory capacity on the commission. So I feel it's proper that we are dealing with a public facility that is kept going with taxpayers' dollars. And I feel that it's important that this be a city commission and not a committee.
Ms. Blankenship?
You know, I believe that if everyone sitting here decides that an auditorium commission is the right thing, that I would support that. But I want to know, right now the CAPC pays about $80,000 in employees at the auditorium, and the city pays about $80,000. So if we form an auditorium commission, I'm concerned about the money. Would the city pay all of it then, and the CPC pay nothing, and we start from ground zero and have no employees and just start there? Is that what the proposal is? I'm trying to understand.
Mr. DeVito?
Was it my understanding that next year will be the last year that the CAPC provides any funding for the auditorium? So it's a moot point, really. We've got next year, and then the CAPC is not going to be able to, or will not provide any funding whatsoever. So it comes back to the city, regardless of, over 1 year. And I feel that these decisions are better for the commission to make as to what is the structure going to be, who are going to be the employees. I'm hoping that in a volunteer capacity, as our other commissioners have done with other committees, that they will, by the nature of the work that they put into this, save the city some money. So I don't think that expenditure is going to be commensurate with the past, because we've never had a volunteer commission to do it. I mean, you look at what planning, what the HDC, what the parks does. These are all volunteers that serve the city, and I'm grateful to no end to these people, because they do save the city money. They do provide expertise. They do provide different perspectives. My concerns right now is that the auditorium is in limbo. It's like this hot potato that nobody wants to get a hold of, and I feel that we're losing the opportunity to bring people from the community to deal with this issue. So, yeah, there's going to be some expenses that will have to ultimately come from the city, but I think some of that's going to be counterbalanced by the fact that there will be so many man-hours put in by a volunteer commission, so that will aid us in that bottom line somewhat.
Mr. Bremer?
What exactly are we paying for $80,000?
Yvonne?
Because last I remember it was just the bathrooms, and that was around about
$40,000 for the bathrooms and any upkeep that we have to do to it. We have not approached near a $40,000 figure on upkeep on that building this year.
We pay utilities.
That's not $40,000. Electricity at the last estimate was about 19.
Our budget for utilities for the auditorium is $20,000. The expenses for the auditorium is $47,000. Insurance on the auditorium is $4,950.
Is it 47 for the bathrooms too?
That's what the budget is. However, they reduced their request to us, but it's in our budget.
72,000. Yeah, pretty close. I don't know. I mean, I don't see a problem with trying to form the commission and giving it a chance.
Ms. Seller?
I don't think the bathrooms should be in the auditorium mix. You're going to have bathrooms whether you have a functioning auditorium or not, because the bathrooms are necessary for tourism and for downtown. I mean, they're going to be there regardless. They're a given. We have to have bathrooms. So I don't think the bathroom should be included in auditorium expense. But I also think, okay, at this point, what you have is a building. The building has no established use. It has no established purpose. It is simply a building. It is a city auditorium. If you form a commission, this commission is going to have no budget. It's going to have no funding. It's going to be completely hamstrung because it isn't going to be able to do anything except sit and talk about what should be done. If you talk to people that were on the commission before, and I had a very enlightening conversation with Gail Larimer, but she was on the commission for a while, and yeah, they came up with what it cost to open the doors and what it cost to run the thing. It created a lot of uproar in the community because they discovered that they had to charge to use it, and nobody seemed to think that that was a good idea. But what you need first is to give this building a use, decide what it is you're going to use it for, how much money it would take to operate it for that use, how much money would it take to start a small entertainment season in it, and then come up with a way to find that money. And I think this is work that is better done with a committee, because you can draw from expertise from St. Louis, from Kansas City, from Oklahoma City. You can get people in here talking to you about an auditorium and how to run it. If you're having a commission, this is a government body, and you're very limited in what they are empowered to do. I just think a commission, a formal body, is premature. If you come up with the notion that the only way you're possibly going to use this building for anything and to fund it is probably to ask, as I think this is probably how it's going to end up, you're going to come to the conclusion you need a 1/4-cent sales tax and you need a referendum to run it. And once you come to that conclusion, then you can form your commission like we formed the Parks Commission. But until then, a commission is just spinning its wheels because it has no budget, it has no money, and it has no function. That's all I'm going to say about this tonight.
Well, most of what Ms. Zeller said are issues that a commission can make the determination for. We're not going to do it here at this table. I mean, we've got enough stuff on our plate as it is now. And that's why we have the commissions we do, be it planning, HDC, parks, because we can't do it all. And that's the nature of a commission. So all of those issues can be dealt with by a commission. Maybe if they come up with a good plan, there may be funding available a year from now. The commission can also look to other areas for expertise. They're not bound by anything because they're a city commission. They have the ability to reach out anywhere to find the information or the expertise they need. But I think because we are dealing with a public building here that is going to be financed by public dollars, and with no disrespect to the position of the mayor, you're basically talking about a committee being formed by one person, the mayor, or a commission being formed by this collective body of 6 council persons. I just feel it's logical that we have the ability as a council to be a bit more diverse and to go farther into community and to find the people there than to leave it all up to one person to pick the members of the committee. So I think these are decisions that we're obligated and empowered to do. And because we are dealing with public property here, I think it's imperative that we structure a legally binding commission. They can go out and find all the answers for us. We need them to do the work to come up with the answers that they can come to us with their requests for. We're not going to do it here. I just feel it's better that